The first one, how do you stay motivated as a leader, especially when things get tough?
So again, I think you can just remove the word leader,
Yeah.
chat
Yeah,
GPT, and
yeah.
just it's a great question. How do you stay motivated to continue to do good things,
Yeah,
especially when things suck?
right.
How do you do that, Gene?
Well, we've been through some sucky stuff, haven't we?
We have.
um, if you take out the leadership part, I mean, how do you stay motivated? How do you keep doing the thing you need to do? I think you have to realize, wow, when things get tough, when you're working through a
The
problem,
tough get going.
when you're working through a problem, you have to realize that the way out is through, right? Like the way to solve your problem is to work through it, right? You can't hide from it. So I think that for me, that's part of my motivation is like, I know in order to get on the other side of this thing that sucks, I have to keep doing the things that I need to do, right? And I guess that comes from some experience, some level of confidence, just knowing what I need to do. But I know that that's how it works through trial and error, through practice, through years of doing this. I know that's how it works. I know you can't hide from it. I know you have to face it. I know you have to get through it. I think that also maybe that makes a good leader too.
Yeah.
You know, like not just like getting people excited, but just doing it. You know,
Y'all, if you're just listening, you should see Gene. He is like shaking pom poms.
I got pom poms.
I feel incredibly motivated right now. You know, it's funny. This question has come up um, a ton
Really?
just in this last week. Had lunch with this really interesting guy. His name's Michael Thomas. He's like ex-military, and he is a part of our community here in the SoCo community, and we were just getting to know each other. And this guy served,
I know him. Yes, I
yeah,
know who you're talking about.
served, and
Boot camp guy.
boot camp guy. Yep. Uh, he served in the military, then got out and spent almost 2 decades working for the state, going in to mentor and help young men that were incarcerated. Um,
Mm.
and along the way, he also, was like a firefighter for like a decade. Like he's just really interesting, sort
Yeah.
of like rush into the,
Real giver.
not afraid of like difficult situations or conversations. And we were talking about this thing where it's like, he sees so many people that get incarcerated because they lose hope, right? They make a
Mm.
wrong choice because they are without hope.
Wow.
They feel like they don't have any other options. And he said, so I asked him, I said, so how do you help these people? Like, what do you do? And he
Yeah.
said, first of all, like I tell them that they have worth and that there is a future, but they have to work for it.
Mm.
And he said, well, they give up. So these people give up, and sometimes he's the only guy in the entire system of their lives that is saying you have worth and you need to cast a vision for your life. And that vision, and I agree with this 100%, that vision will see you if it's powerful enough and it's meaningful enough to you. I don't know this sounds heady, but I think it works. Painting that picture of where you want to be, even if it feels completely ridiculously not realistic to get there, painting that picture, I think helps remind you when times are bad that there is something you are working towards. I think people give up because they don't have that picture in mind. I think when things get tough, people stop doing the thing they're doing because they're like, it's not going to happen next week. And I don't have the bandwidth or capacity. I can't. I think casting that vision as a leader, as a hustler, whatever it is that you do, I think is very helpful in overcoming those dark moments. And then the other, the what do you say? The, the harsh reality is that you are going to struggle your ass off in pretty much everything that you do if it's worth doing in your life. So like, I don't know how you know, we need to embrace this idea of radical acceptance that it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming.
Yep.
Wave to it.
Yep.
Don't let it crush you. Say hello to it as it passes you by and you work your way through it. So I don't know. I mean,
So is that like, I'd love to talk to him. I'm going to see if we can get him on the show, but you think that's just like a lack of resilience or not a focus on resilience, like in
I
people in general?
I think that some people are naturally resilient, and I think
Yeah,
other
there you
people
go.
need to evolve
Yeah. You have to practice it.
themselves to be
Yeah.
resilient.
You have to train it just like anything
And I will
else.
say this: it's like everything in life, right? I have learned to be incredibly resilient. We talked about this a while back on the show, and the 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 things that are problems or issues now are laughable compared to what they were 5 years ago. 5 years ago, those
Yeah.
same issues
Yeah.
were crises. They were
Right.
emergencies. And so
Right.
over the course of just dealing with problems and struggling through it, you build this like, I don't know, maybe this resistance to, or maybe you level set what
I think you do.
what really is tough
I can't
versus
remember.
what is not.
I can't remember who told me this, but they said, Gene, life is like a video game. Like you get to different levels and the levels get harder. So when you go back and play, like you're at level 10, you go out and play level 1, that's easy. I was like, huh,
That's interesting.
that's a cool way to, like, you get more abilities, you get more,
I mean, I agree with the second half of that. Like, I think as you evolve, yeah, the problems of the past
they get
are,
easier.
are funny, right? That
Yeah.
I mean, this will be a good story one day, they
I
say.
know.